Hi students, back again to class of the 100 Races part 2, and we have seen that how Peggy and Maddie were talking about Wanda Petronsky who had got absent for few days. And let's move on to page number 75, and it goes like this. Maddie could say nothing. All she hoped was that they would find Wanda. Peggy and Maddie, both of them, they had a plan to go and visit Wanda Petronsky's place, that's Boggin Heights, and find out whether she was there or moved away. She wanted to tell her that they were sorry that they had picked on her. What they wanted to say, if she would seen by them, they just wanted to ask her apology, and the way that they had treated is too wrong, and they wanted to get excuses from her. But now the time is up and she was not found there. And how wonderful the whole school thought she was. And please not to move away and everybody would be nice. They also wanted to give an assurance to Wanda Petronsky that nobody would trouble her, and whoever had caused harm to her or hurt her feelings, that it would be completely taken away from her. Okay, everybody is welcoming and everybody is pleased to see back Wanda Petronsky at school because she won the contest of drawing and painting. They just wanted to give out this news to Wanda Petronsky, at least by saying this or by passing this great news, the good news to Wanda. They could give her a kind of joy, they could cause her a kind of joy so that she would come again to school. The two girls hurried on. They hoped to get to the top of the hill before dark. It's getting dark slowly, maybe the late evening. Before it gets too dark, they just wanted to go up the hill of Boggin Heights and find out how she is and whether she was there or not. I think that's where the Petronskys live, said Maddie. Maddie had shown one of the houses and says that that could be the house of Wanda Petronsky. And pointing to a little white house, there was one little white house is situated. They just wanted to go there and find out whether Wanda is there. Wisps of old grass stuck up here and there along the pathway like thin kittens. See the wisps of grass. What does it mean by wisp? Here it is written. Wisp in the sense a thin strip or fragment. A thin strip of grass was grown on either side of the pathway, which led to the Boggin Heights, especially her residence, White House. And it's compared to the kittens that they are located over there. Okay, the comparison of the grass, the wisp of grass is compared to kittens. The house and its sparse little yard looked shabby but clean. How was the house? At last they found the house where Wanda Petronsky lives. Okay, after they reached that place, they found that the house was shabby, little dirt and dust was there, but still it looks so clean. So there is a variation between shabby and unclean. Actually, shabby is nothing but unclean or untidy. But here it is given one more adjective in order to describe the house of this girl, the White House of Wanda Petronsky. How was it? It's clean, but it was a little shabby. Of course, it's shabby, but it's clean. And it reminded Maddie of Wanda's wonders. So why it is reminded? Why the front yard of Wanda Petronsky's White House reminded them her dress? She used to come in cotton, blue colored long gown, and she used to visit school on the same dress. Whenever she wears that dress, it looks so dirty, like shabby, but it looks clean. Okay? Shabby in the sense it is not orderly way, it is not properly ironed or something like that. But she used to wear the washed clothes to school, especially she comes usually, often she finds at school in blue long frock, it's cotton one. Okay, and her faded blue cotton dress. The blue cotton dress was not okay, it's got faded. The dress which was worn by her was faded, shabby, but it looks very clean. Shabby but clean. There was not a sign of life about the house. After they reached the house, White House, they found that it gives the charms of nobody is living over there. It's got empty. All the doors and windows were being closed, and there may be locked also. After they stood up in front of their house in the front yard, they happened to see that all the doors and windows were being closed. There was not a sign of life. There was no sign of life that um, nobody is living over there. Peggy knocked firmly on the door, but still, maybe it's not locked. It's an automatic lock system. Maybe the doors have, and they knocked on the door firmly. Especially Peggy knocked the door firmly, but there was no answer. She didn't receive any answer out from that house. Okay, they were still patiently looking out there at the door. She and Maddie went around to the backyard. Till now they are in front yard. Now they moved back to backyard and knocked again from the back doors. Still there was no answer. Still they couldn't get any answer from there. There was no doubt about it. What was no doubt about it? The patron's keys were gone. There was no doubt that the patron's keys were already gone. How could they ever make amends? How could they make amends like that? How could they make amends? What does it mean by the word amends? Amends means, here it is written, to make amends means show that one is sorry by doing something good. Show that one is sorry by doing something good. They have done something good, but for that they are sorry, because sometimes whatever we do something good, it doesn't come again back to us in a good way. We sometimes think over and over again why these kind of things are happening only with us. Okay, sometimes we blame ourselves. What is just happening with me? Why it is not happening with anybody else? Why all the problems, all the burdens to me alone? Okay, this is the human nature. Okay, humans, being humans, we always think like that the problems or the burdens and problems are everywhere. Okay, the problems and burdens goes to the door and it knocks everybody. Okay, the problems goes to every house and knock there. Okay, we will come to know what problems that we get it, but we can't digest it properly. Let's come, anyhow, come to page number 76. Well, anyway, said Peggy, she's gone now. So what can we do? Besides, when I was asking her about all her dresses, she probably was getting good ideas for her drawings. You know one thing, indirectly I have done something good to Wanda Petronsky. Whenever I was just picking on her and troubling her asking how many dresses that she had, she used to tell me nothing. But she used to think about, suppose if I had too many dresses, how they could be. And I just gave a kind of provoking ideas in order to make her drawings super. Because of me only, she might have drawn those pictures so well. And she might not even have won the contest otherwise. See, suppose if I was not being troubling her, she might not won that contest of drawing and painting. So she won today, that's only because of me. Peggy was taking in a positive way. But in what way or with what complexity Wanda Petronsky left this place and moved somewhere? Actually, Peggy was just supporting herself. She was just, wanted to cover up her own mistakes, saying like this. If I were not to trouble Wanda Petronsky, Peggy's mindset was like that. If I were not given trouble to Wanda Petronsky, she could have not drawn the beautiful drawings today and won this contest. Maddie turned this idea carefully over in her head, for if there were anything in it, she would not have to feel so badly. Suppose if nothing is not that kind of sort, why she could feel so badly? Something that we caused unknowingly, okay, the great problem to Wanda Petronsky, otherwise she would have not, feel that very bad. But that might she could not get to sleep. Maybe we have caused a great problem to her that we couldn't let her get good sleep. And she thought about Wanda and her faded blue dresses and the little house that she had lived in. And she thought of the glowing picture those 100 dresses made, all lined up in the classroom. At last, Maddie sat up in the bed and pressed her forehead tight in her hands and really thought. See, she was getting, the thoughts were haunting the mind of Maddie. Maddie was not taken anything lightheartedly, okay? She has taken so serious that what kind of harm that she had caused to Wanda Petronsky. Actually, because of these reasons only, Wanda Petronsky had got some bad feelings and they had finally left this place. Okay, we will continue this lesson in the next episode.